Organizational psychology is the scientific study and application of the psychological principles to organizations and the workplace. It is the science of how people think and behave at work. Now, in order for us to grasp the concept of how people think and behave at work, we have to understand the foundations of how people think and behave in general. Why do people think and behave the way they do? And how does that thinking and behavior from childhood transfers into adulthood and into the workplace? And as we know, psychology is the scientific study of behavior and mental processes. Now, how does organizational psychology help people? From finding the right work-life balance to helping people become more satisfied in their job, to workplace safety, organizational psychology helps people have a safe and satisfying work life. Organizational psychologists are working to reduce workplace sexual harassment and also prevent discrimination and advocate for living wages. These are just a few examples of what organizational psychologists do. Throughout the world of work, organizational psychology acts as a lever to improve the lives of others. But also, organizational psychology helps organizations too. How, you may ask? Well, by helping organizations pick people for the job that are a better fit, building a better workplace culture, and reducing the number of employees who leave a company. Organizational psychology is not only improving the lives of employees, but improving organizations as well. But let's dive deeper into organizational psychology. Now, organizational psychology is the second broad subdiscipline recognized with IO psychology. Topics traditionally considered within the domain of organizational psychology include internal states of individuals related to jobs, for example, work motivation, job satisfaction, and organizational commitment. Determinants of effective interpersonal interactions within the organization itself, and that could mean leadership skills, for example, or group behaviors. How do your team members behave within a group setting, and also team performance. And the design of work, the organizational structure, and organizational systems that facilitate individual and organizational effectiveness. As can be seen from our prior lectures on this topic list, the potential impact of organizational psychology is far broader than industrial psychology. I know we will be learning a lot about industrial organizational psychology in itself, but mostly this course is about the organizational part of IO psychology. So the potential impact of organizational psychology is indeed far broader than industrial psychology, ranging from values, emotions, and cognitions within a person through the dynamics of interpersonal communication, which could be looked at as in groups, teams, or even leader-member dynamics, to system-wide interventions such as the creation of a continuous learning environment. So it's great that we learn about the foundations of human behavior. As a field of study, it is easy to relate the field of organizational psychology to the experiences of most persons. Why does someone love or hate his or her job? Are satisfied workers better job performers? I mean, think of yourself in the job that you're at now or the job you hope to have. Are you satisfied with the job you have? When you're satisfied with your job, are you a better job performer? How does job stress undermine job performance? And does job stress spill over into home life? What makes someone an effective leader? Why are some tasks interesting and others boring? How can some organizations consistently sustain employee growth and firm performance? While the questions asked by organizational psychologists feel familiar, it is harder to capture or describe the methods used by organizational psychologists to improve organizational effectiveness. Very often, interventions are system-wide. Their casual impact on measurable outcomes are not readily apparent. For example, an IO psychologist may conduct an attitude survey to study reasons for high turnover among entry-level workers, then recommend an array of system changes, including employee flex time, new compensation plans, self-managed work teams, and additional communication training for managers. Now, as organizations move into the 21st century, the nature of work and characteristics of the workforce appear to be changing rapidly and already are greatly affecting the research of organizational psychologists. Demographic population shifts have resulted in a workforce that, compared to 30 years ago, is older, more ethnically diverse, and more likely to be female. So, as stated before, in order for us to grasp the concept of how people think and behave at work, we have to understand their backgrounds and we have to understand the foundations of how people think and behave in generally. Really, think about it. Why do you behave the way you do? Not just at home, but also at work. Why do you think the way you think, not only at home, but the way you think and behave at work? Now, we need to grasp the concept of thinking and behavior, and how does that thinking and behavior from your childhood transfers into your adulthood and into your workspace. Now, again, psychology is defined as the scientific study of behavior and mental processes. And that is exactly why we need to learn the foundations of how people think and behave.